Hey guys, this is iPer, and in this video I wanted to talk about all the launchers that are available for the engineer class. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the mbt-law. Now the law is actually the very first launcher for the engineer class that you can unlock, and it is unlocked by default. Now the mbt-law is mainly used for taking out tanks, and it's not very effective for taking out helicopters. Now the damage is very low, and to compensate for that low damage, it's a very easy to use gadget, since you only need to aim in the general direction of the target that you're shooting at, because it will sort of automatically lock onto it. And yeah, because it's so easy, it has low damage, and it also is capable of locking onto laser designated targets. So if you see something that is laser designated, you can also take it down with the mbt-law. Now next up on the list is the FGM 172 Straw. This is this weapon, or this gadget, is unlocked once you've got 131,000 engineer kit points. It is a wire guided rocket and is best to compare with the TOV missile in Battlefield 3. And except that this is a portable missile, or you can carry it around, of course. And the way that this missile works is that when you aim down sight, you can actually control the missile. Now it does a bit more damage. It does more damage than the mbt-law, and is therefore great for taking out helicopters and tanks. But because it does more damage, it of course is harder to control and hit targets. So it takes a bit of practice to get used to this weapon, and as you can see, I missed some of my shots, and I'm not really used to this weapon. But if you can practice a lot and get better at the weapon, it can be used pretty effectively. Now the Shroll is also capable of locking onto laser designated targets, so again, if you see someone or some vehicle that is laser designated, you can easily take him out because the Shroll can lock onto that. Next up on the list is the RPG 7v2. Now in order to unlock this gadget, you need 43,000 engineer kit points. Now it looks a bit similar to the mbt-law, but the main difference is that you need to directly aim at the target before it hits. And because it's a bit harder to use than the mbt-law, it does a bit more damage, and the damage can vary between 20 and up to 50. So if you hit, for example, a tank at the back, it can do 50 or 53 damage, and if you hit them in the front, it will do around 20 to 25 damage. Now next up on the list is a weapon that looks very similar and performs very similar to the RPG, and that is the MK153 Small. Now the Small can be unlocked once you've got 69,000 engineer kit points, and it performs again similar to the RPG, but there are a couple of differences, and that is that the rocket of the Small travels faster than the rocket of the RPG does. And because it travels faster, it of course needs to have one more downside, and that is that the Small does less damage than the RPG, which you can see good in this example that it takes quite a couple of shots to take down this tank. Now the next gadget is the FGM 148 Javelin. Now in order to unlock this, you need 82,000 engineer kit points, and it is a guided anti-tank missile which locks onto vehicles but cannot be used against air vehicles. Now in order to actually hit your target, you need to maintain your lock, because if you let go of that lock, the missile will go fly up high in the sky. Now the damage from all different angles is exactly 25, as you can see here. It doesn't really matter if I shoot it from the back or the front, it all does 25 damage. Next up is the FYM92 Stinger. You need 24,000 points for the engineer kit in order to unlock it, and it's a fire and forget anti-air missile, which means that if you shoot it, you don't have to maintain your lock. You can immediately move on and the missile will automatically hit your air vehicle. Now the Stinger does around 45 to 55, mainly like half damage of a air vehicle, which means that you need 2 or 3 hits to kill and disable and destroy a enemy vehicle. Now the downside of the Stinger is that it has a pretty short range, and if you compare it to the opposite weapon, which is the MacLeod, it has the Stinger has a shorter range. So of course next up on the list is the SA-18 MacLeod. In order to unlock this, you need 53,000 points. The good thing about this gadget is that it has a longer range, but the downside is that you need to hold on your lock, and as you can see right here, that gets me killed a couple of times. Now damage wise, these two gadgets or launchers do around the same damage, but once again I can't really get the detailed stats because the launchers are not on simfic.com, so I kinda have to guess the damage for myself. But yeah, this was the video for today. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit like. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you like the video, and as always, thanks for watching.